Welcome, everybody, to your new favorite video games podcast, Get Some Games, episode 11. I am your host, Sean, and I'm here, as always, with Ben.
What's up?
What up? And with Weave.
Yo.
For those of you that don't know, Get Some Games is a weekly video games podcast where we talk about all the latest news in video games, give our opinions, and talk about anything and everything in the world of video games. So, of course, if you like that idea, please subscribe to us right here on YouTube and all podcast services. Follow us on Twitter at @GetSome_games, and please share us with your friends. So, what's up, guys? We took a little bit of a break for a while, but we're back.
A week? Oh my god.
I know, a week. It's terrible.
Terrible stuff.
We announced that we were going to hit every Monday at 9 a.m. 3 episodes ago, and we did it once.
Success.
Yes, but this is going to be the second time. We're going to nail it this time, unless some terrible recording issues happen and come up. But it's going to be all right. But since our last episode, we had an interview with Housemarque. That's pretty hype. Our very first interview ever was with Housemarque, one of my favorite developers, because they made the best game still on PS4, Resogun.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they did. They made Super Stardust Delta and Super Stardust HD and all those Stardust games that are really, really good. They've made Outland. They're working on Alien Nation. They're working on Matterfall. They're working on Project Jarvis, whatever that's going to be. So that was a great interview. I will post it in the description for those of you that want to check it out. And then I did a Resogun Let's Play to try to get back into that, but I suck at it, and apparently everyone knows it because nobody watched it. So check that out if you're into that. And one last announcement. I'm going to be doing a WWE week next week. Starting with Royal Rumble on Sunday night. I'm going to be live tweeting the Royal Rumble, and then I'll be doing a Royal Rumble reactions video while I'm playing 2K16, whatever kind of matches, just to give you a little bit of a visual there. And I'll be starting a new Let's Play series called Deadpool Joins the WWE, where I go through my career mode as Deadpool because everybody loves Deadpool, and I'll try to do one or two other things. I may have an interview lined up, but maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe. So, all right, that's enough housekeeping. Let's get to it. The NX. It's coming out in 2016. Again, is this our third episode in a row where the NX is our leading story?
Probably.
Probably. All right. We got a new analyst. Apparently, well, not a new analyst, but NX News is leaking all over the place. And this week, or today, I guess, the new rumor, hot off the press, is that the NX Portable is coming this year, and a console is coming next year. And the Portable may cost $200. Spaced.
Spaced? Who's spaced out?
Ben.
Yeah.
What's up? What do you think about the NX being a portable device and a console? This is what we've been saying forever.
Yeah,
it's coming true.
I mean, it's optional, so it's not that serious. But at the same time, I don't know how I feel about it coming separately, because I feel like, I don't know. I feel like people aren't gonna understand that, like, they're part of the same thing, and then it's just gonna be like I don't know. I feel like it's gonna turn into like the PS Vita.
Nintendo's never had mixed messaging, though. They've always gotten their point across just perfectly fine.
Yeah, exactly. And so I don't know how I feel about that. I wish it was just kind of bundled together. And not to mention, I feel like, so I assume that the NX is functional without the portable part is functional without the console. So in that case, it's not just dividing your user base between the 3DS and the NX, because I feel like if it was more integrated or marketed as being the same thing and sold together, then it wouldn't really matter. But because now it's like 3 separate things you have to buy now instead of 2.
Wait, what's the third one?
Well, being the 3DS, because I feel like the NX Portable now is just going to divide the market. But
no, the NX is, the 3DS is dead in the water. This is your new Nintendo. This is your new Nintendo handheld. This is your new Nintendo console. I think they're going the opposite way. Sorry to kind of cut you off and tell you that you're dumb, but they they're no longer, it's instead of dividing between the three, now they're joining everything together. You've got your almost 50 million 3DS users and your 15 million Wii U users. So that's your split audience right there. But now it's just your one number is your NX users. I think if it's going to be the NX portable, or obviously they're going to call it something different. They're going to talk together. I don't think it's going to be a Vita PS4 deal. It's going to be like they're the same thing, but one's portable, so it's obviously going to have worse specs or whatever. But I think it's all in the same boat to them. Like if somebody buys an NX portable or somebody buys an NX console, I think to Nintendo's eyes, it's like the same thing. So instead of having you've got your handheld Nintendo users and your console Nintendo users, you just have your one NX user now.
I see what you're saying. So that way, so it's all the NX, whether they buy the portable or just the console or just the portable.
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna market this. Nintendo, I would like to say they know what they're doing, but they haven't really known what they're doing in 6 years. So I feel bad for the guys working behind the counter at GameStop that have to try to explain this to 50-year-old moms that are trying to buy this thing. And, well, I guess if a mom's buying it, they're probably in their 30s and 40s. But I feel bad for them to try to explain what it is. But to the people that are in the know, and if they can market it out perfectly, I really like this idea. I like that they're separate, because it takes away that the shock of seeing like the NX is $600 or something like that. It takes away that, I forgot, there's like a term for it, like the price shock of seeing the huge $599 price tag on there.
Yep.
But now it can be like, well, you can buy the console for $300, or you can buy the portable for $200, or you can buy them both for $500. Like, I think it takes away that initial shock.
Yeah, actually, all right, you've convinced me. This is actually a great idea.
Yeah, there you
This
go.
is genius. This is genius, Miller. Just genius. No, I like that. But there's some other news concerning the system that I'm not so keen on.
What is that?
The 900p.
Oh, here we go. Let's hear it.
Like, why not just make it 1080p? And then you fix everything.
You really? Are you gonna?
So it can stream in
bet.
4K, but you're gonna make it 900p.
I bet if I showed you a game in 1080p and a game in 900, you wouldn't tell me which one is which.
Bet I could.
Maybe.
No,
because I don't own an Xbox Garbo Xbox One, so I don't know what a game looks like in 900p.
No, I could. It's just. It's not. The issue isn't the 900p itself, like inherently. It's the fact that it's not going to be more powerful than the current consoles.
Yeah, that's
so. Again, they're behind. It's like it just feels like the same mistake. I don't know.
I've been trying to think of this. Like, it is very sad that they're going to put out a console in 2016 that can't do 1080 60 FPS. But they might have had to scale it back for the portable, which I would be fine with. And I'd rather have them hit 60 frames per second than hit 1080p HD.
Oh, yeah, 100%. But I'd also
honestly,
rather have 1080p 60 FPS.
Yeah, to be honest, we shouldn't even be talking about 1080p 60 FPS in 2016. This thing should play 4K games. Like, there's no 4K in 2016 is totally doable. I know Nintendo isn't crazy about their tech, and making it 4K might make the console $50 more. They obviously know way more about this stuff than I do. But if a PlayStation 5 came out in 2016, you better believe it would have 4K gaming. So that kind of sucks that it's not even 1080p, let alone 4K. You usually you wait a little while before you get a new console. Do you like the idea of a cheaper portable version of a new console? Or yeah. Would you ever consider waiting to buy them both at the same time, or do you like that you have the option of one or the other?
I'd rather wait and buy them separately.
You'd rather wait and buy them both at the same time?
No. I'd rather hold off on the more expensive one.
Oh,
okay. Because the way you worded it made it sound like you were
I
contradicting
suck at
yourself.
talking.
Don't we all?
Maybe.
Yeah. So actually, Miller, I was very skeptical, but not even 5 minutes in, you've convinced me that I was
All right.
foolish.
What if you're right though? What if Nintendo's listening to this right now and think, "Holy shit, this Miller guy, he knows what he's talking about. We should have did this. Now we got to put out another console in 2018 that is that."
Yeah. See, now if this isn't what they're doing, if it like I assume since there's going to be a portable and a console version that you could buy either one, and that's the idea, so they can like consolidate their sales numbers. But you know, that like sounds like the most logical thing. I don't know if it's because I'm thinking within the box now, but that feels like if they're not doing that, then they're stupid or something. And they're doing what I thought they were doing, which is dividing up their things, and that would be dumb. But I guess it's like you can have either one. You appeal to both gamers, and that way you get the portable quality. System quality on your portable console or system. So that's pretty neat. But I feel like portable games need to be designed differently, like inherently, because they're built for on the go. But I guess it'd also be cool if you were just hanging out at home on your bed and you couldn't use your TV. I don't know. I feel like this can only be a good thing like for the gamers, but I don't know how they're gonna market it. I feel like most people will be confused unless they nail the marketing.
Yeah, the marketing is going to be the biggest issue. But like with what you were saying about the games being like designed for mobile, I think like that's definitely a big issue for something like the Vita or the 3DS. But I think since it's both, like the Vita proved that you can have home console quality games on the go and have it work properly. So, and especially with Nintendo, like a game like Super Mario 3D World, that game obviously works on home console, and then they had Mario 3D Land on 3DS. So like a game like that could definitely work both ways. Maybe I think the bigger issue is not that we'll have home console quality games on the go, but I think if you try to play the mobile style games at home, I think that's where it's going to be like, well, this kind of sucks. But then you'll just have your home console quality games to play instead. So I really think this is a win-win situation where like as long as people understand what it is and what they're getting into, and Nintendo does everything properly, I think it, in my head what the NX is genius.
Yeah.
But I have no idea if that's what it is because Nintendo refuses to say anything other than the letters NX.
Well, I feel like we'll probably find out E3, and I hope it's as awesome as you've described it to be, because if it's not, then I'm going to throw a tantrum.
Yeah, me too. We're gonna June 10th, 2016. Get Some Games is gonna put up a video called "Nintendo's Dead to Us Forever."
And if there's no Metroid game as a launch title, I'm gonna riot in the streets. I'm gonna go to Japan and egg the Nintendo offices.
So you're calling launch title or bust?
Nah, I mean, if it comes out like within a year, I'll be happy. But okay. I'm just so fucking sick of waiting for one. I feel like every time we talk about Nintendo, I have to bitch about there being no Metroid game.
Rightfully so.
Feels Mando.
But because they've been splitting their market for forever. Like you buy the N64, and then you get your Game Boy, you got your Game Boy Advance, you got your GameCube, you got your DS, you got your Wii, you got your 3DS, your Wii U. I know it didn't always line up like that, but now. And the handhelds, Nintendo handhelds have always sold great. Like, obviously, there's the random ones like the Game Boy Pocket, obviously isn't blowing up everywhere. But, like, overall, between the Game Boy Advance, the DS, and the 3DS, every Nintendo handheld has knocked it out of the park, even if their consoles did not. So I think, like, there's so many people, at least at my school, at my college, and I'm sure colleges around the nation, the 3DS is like really popular. I see people with their 3DS all the time. A lot of those people don't own a Wii U, like just from people that I've talked to about it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
They have the 3DS, but they don't have the Wii U, and the numbers obviously show that. But now if just everyone has an NX, that's so cool, and I hope they speak to them. Like if I'm I don't know, if I'm at McDonald's on their Wi-Fi, I can play on my NX Super Smash Bros. Against someone who's sitting at home playing Smash Bros. On their NX at home on their TV. Like, it just sounds so cool, and I really want this to be a thing.
Yes, me too.
I need it.
I concur with your sentiments.
All right. That might be enough NX talk for today. We have just 2 stories, even though because we missed a couple stories from missing the week, but like we don't want to talk about like 10-day-old news, and by the time this video actually gets put out, it'll be like 2 weeks ago, and that's like ancient in the internet times. So yeah. And nothing that big. If anything big enough happened, we would have had an episode anyway. So, moving on, Mortal Kombat XL has been announced. Mortal Kombat, one of my favorite franchises of all time. Mortal Kombat X, one of my favorite games of the generation so far. I just kind of suck at it compared to the last one, so I didn't like it as much as I wanted to, just because of things. But Mortal Kombat XL has been announced. It's coming out in March, which is almost a full year after the original Mortal Kombat came out, or the original Mortal Kombat X. And it has all the DLC, which at the time it comes out, it's going to be 2 combat packs, which is a total of 8 new fighters, a few new stages, new costumes, new fatalities, and it's going to be discounted, of course. It's coming to Xbox One and PS4, no PC, because nobody likes PC gaming.
Everyone likes PC gaming.
Nah,
don't listen to Miller PC listeners of this podcast.
I don't think any. I'm pretty sure PC gaming sales are at 0%.
No, they're on the rise.
I don't know. PC sales generally are down.
No, you made that up.
No, that's a real stat.
No, I want
of all this bullshit that I'm talking right now, that's actually a real stat where PC sales are down.
Even Steam?
No, like PCs themselves, not like PC games, but like actual computers. Those sales numbers are on the decline.
It's because they're expensive.
Yeah, they are.
And like the biggest problem is that when you buy a PS4 and Xbox One, you get to use that pretty much for like a decade, right?
Yeah.
PC, you gotta, especially if you get like a laptop, it's gonna start slowing down after 2 years already. So it feels it's way more expensive. Like my laptop was $1,400, is $1,000 more than a PS4, and it's gonna last not even half the amount of time. So
yeah, that's why PC gaming is awful.
No, PC gaming is great. They just they need to make the last longer. I don't because it feels to me they deliberately make it so that it doesn't, because the hardware is more powerful, and I don't think that the safeties in place can support it. I don't know a whole lot about building a computer, so if I'm talking out of my ass, feel free to correct me. It is not intentional. Yeah, so.
Well, something that I thought of, like when I saw that PC sales were down, people don't the super hardcore PC gamers. They're like what you're talking about with you have to buy a PC like every few years, every couple years even. Like the super hardcore guys, they don't just go out to Best Buy and buy a PC.
No.
It's like, oh, it's been 2 years. I need to buy a new video card, or I need to upgrade I need to download more RAM, if you want to use that stupid joke. All that good stuff. So even though PC sales might be, I don't know how we got to this. Oh yeah, never mind. Mortal Kombat XL. Anyway, like PC sales might be down, but that doesn't mean that less people are playing on PC. Like they could just be, buying a new video card or what have you, buying a new monitor, something like that. But anyway, Mortal Kombat XL. And there's also, with Mortal Kombat XL and in Mortal Kombat X, there's a new online netcode, a completely brand new netcode. Fighting games fighting games are just so super twitchy and hardcore, and literally every single frame matters in those games. So when you play online, it's really hard to feel like it's that high level play when there's input lag and things like that, and combos pulling off a 45% combo is nearly impossible online unless you use an X-ray. Whereas in local play, they're much easier, but online maybe a 20% combo is actually really difficult. But they are trying a brand new netcode type for the game. The beta has already rolled out for some people. I entered my name in that hat. I'll try, so I can try to get into there and maybe get some Let's Plays up of testing the new netcode. But I'm really excited about that. That one little thing is all it would take for me to jump right back into Mortal Kombat and become into it again, because it is really frustrating to play, and you press square, triangle, square, and it doesn't work because there is a little input delay between the two squares or whatever. It's just dumb.
Yeah.
So if this new netcode is as good as they say it's going to be, they said that it, like in the little announcement trailer, they said that it's going to be almost indistinguishable between local and online play.
Oh, we'll
And
see.
I refuse to believe that. But if it is, woo!
If it is, I will drop the $60 for it.
Yeah, well, you can probably, well, yeah, for XL it'd probably be $60, but you can buy Mortal Kombat X for like $40 now.
Yeah.
Which would be great. I would love to beat your ass online in this game.
Okay.
Have you ever even played Mortal Kombat X?
Yeah, you can get wrecked.
Oh, okay.
No, I haven't. I played Injustice Gods Among Us.
Oh, because they're the same game.
They're similar.
Yeah, they're very similar.
But I really want to jump back real quick before I forget.
Okay.
To the NX. There was one thing mentioned in the supposed leaked, not leaked, posted email, is a sensor bar.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I think that's a lot more important because that indicates to me that it's probably backwards compatible with maybe even the Wii, but definitely the Wii U, I think.
I didn't think about that. That's nice.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that will be the case. And I don't know how the hell... Well, unless the Wii U pad itself is compatible with the NX, I don't know how they're going to make Wii U games work. Or maybe if you want to play Wii U games, then you need that require the Wii U pad, then you just need the Wii U pad. But otherwise, they could still work. That's very interesting. I didn't even think of them just making the controllers work, and that way they don't have to change anything else. They don't have to do some Houdini-ass magic to get it to work. They can just make the controllers compatible.
Yep. Or they could have the portable NX, if you want, could maybe be used instead of the gamepad.
Yeah, maybe even that too. So, okay. So, man, I hope the NX is as awesome as we're speculating it to be.
Yeah.
I feel like if it's not, they just didn't do it right.
Yeah.
Anyways,
we know better than them. That's a fact.
I just wanted to point that out, but that's it.
Yeah, that's interesting because when I saw the sensor bar, for some reason backwards compatibility like never entered my mind. I just kept thinking like, well, there's still going to be some sort of, I don't know why they need a sensor bar so bad. Like the PS3 and the PS4 have motion sensors, have motion controls with no sensor bar. So like, I mean, at first I thought like, why? Maybe the controller has some kind of motion functionality like the DualShock 4. That's fine. Why do they need a sensor bar? But the backwards compatibility thing does make sense. Maybe there's a Wii U mode in it, like how the Wii U has a Wii mode. Maybe there's a Wii U mode where your gamepad works with it, like on the Wii U. So yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about that. Or Mortal Kombat X for that matter. Mortal Kombat XL. It's just, I was super excited for Mortal Kombat X, and it was great. Like I put like 40 hours into it, but just I don't know if it's because the netcode sucks, but the teeny tiniest thing ruined me in that game, and that's they made Liu Kang's bicycle kick a different input. And like that just little tiny thing, it made the inputs harder in MKX than in MK9. And like so many of his combos have to deal with a bicycle kick in Mortal Kombat X. So that one little thing threw me off, and I drop combos all day, and it's frustrating as hell. And that one stupid little thing hurt that game a lot for me, which I know that's totally on me. But maybe if the netcode's better, I can get back into it.
It's natural that it would throw you off. It's like when Nintendo has like a different controller for every console. So for Super Smash Brothers, they had to make it so you could use the GameCube controller because people were so used to it for a decade.
Exactly.
So yeah, it makes sense. It's not your fault.
Yeah, like these numbers are super general because I really don't remember. But my record in Mortal Kombat 9 is something like 600 wins, maybe 70 losses, something like that. Like there's a huge distinction. But in Mortal Kombat X, I'm like 250 and 200 or something like that. Like it's way worse.
Yeah.
So it just sucks to go from winning like 10, 20, 30 matches in a row all the time to then like winning 2 in a row would be nice. So I'm very excited, very, very anxious to try the new netcode. I really hope I get the beta. Another beta that I'll probably get into this one because the requirements are like super specific, and I like met all of them. EA Sports is putting out a UFC 2 closed beta to like really specific people that I somehow met all of the requirements for. So, I mean, I'll have to check the embargo dates, but hopefully I can get some cool UFC 2 footage before the general public. That'd be nice. Because I love UFC games and I love sports games, despite what Ben thinks of them.
You're dumb.
Well, I was thinking of something. You know how like when you have a like not really an argument, but like a debate with somebody, and then like days later you think, oh, I should have said this.
Yeah.
Well, I had this moment, so I'm gonna force it. I'm gonna force it into this so I can have a chance to say it. You said you don't know how a game can be great when it's made year to year.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, okay. What did you say then?
Here we go.
I feel like that's very much like skewing what I said. I said
Yeah, I know. I don't remember exactly.
I
what
don't
you
remember
said.
exactly what I said, but if I said that, that's retarded.
I really don't think you said it like that.
But I just feel as if like a game becomes like I think it had to do with reiterating the same formula over and over, and I didn't understand how a game could still be alluring if you're getting like the same thing every year, like a sports game like a Madden or a 2K NBA.
Okay, then that completely kills what I was gonna say because that's not what I thought you said.
All right, you can rebuttal
Never
the other thing.
Well, it's pointless now because no one said this. But I was gonna say, I don't know why in my head you said, like you don't know how a game can be great when they only have like a year to develop it or whatever. But if you think of it like, don't think of they worked on NBA 2K16 from 2K15, like they had a year to make the game good. It's think of it like they've been working on the same game since 1999. So they've been making this game for like 18 years, and that's why it is very good. That's what I was going to say. But now it's just dead. So, yeah.
I've got Madden 95 on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, isn't it awesome?
No.
Yes, it is. Sports games are so good. And UFC is like a fighting game also. Like, UFC is totally a sport. But it's also a fighting game. And those are two of my favorite genres. So to put them together, it's good stuff. All right, that's all the news we have for you guys this week. I'm in a weird mood today, but it's fun. So let's do our topic of the week. I want to know what your biggest... Oh, and please let us know in the comments, too, because there's always so many emotional games that I don't play or think about, and I love like hearing like great build-ups of stories of like great emotionally impactful games. So please let us know what your favorites are in the comments. But I want to know what everyone's favorite, most emotional moments in any video game. And remember, emotional doesn't just mean it made you cry or it was a sad emotion. Just what were some of the most emotionally intense moments of video games? Ben, I want you to start. If you've got any off the top of your head. Or I can start if you want time.
Well, I can remember like getting really excited about games, but one that sticks out to me from when I was younger was finding out that Adam was the it was some sort of cutscene towards the end of Metroid Fusion where Adam was Samus's former commanding officer, and they had his likeness uploaded onto a computer, and he kind of like broke the programming to help save Samus's life and by extension the galaxy's life. So I thought that was pretty awesome, and that hit me pretty hard when I was younger.
All right, I like that. You have any more?
I've
never played Metroid Fusion. The only Metroid I've ever really gotten into is Super Metroid, and I thought it was just okay.
Okay. Jak 2, like the entirety of that game.
Yeah.
I love that game.
I definitely know about.
I thought all the story beats and learning where Jak has been for a few years and all that stuff. It's pretty crazy. Nothing really from modern games, but mostly because I haven't bought many modern games that are very story driven, or like story driven, like Last of Us level story driven.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, and I know Weave agrees with me on this one, but I'm gonna steal it. And well, I guess we can talk about it too, of course. But you haven't played The Last of Us, which is like a crime. It's got to be.
It's $20.
Yeah, like not playing Last of Us. That's got to be like a federal offense or something for someone that owns a PlayStation 4 and is on a video games podcast every week. You haven't played The Last of Us. That is like the emotional game. Yeah, at the very no spoilers because you haven't played it. I'm sure all of our listeners have though. But the very first chapter, how the very first chapter of the game ends, that like dang. Like instant choke up. I've played it like 7 times and it still gets you. And there's like 5 different parts of that game that really hit you with that. And the entire game, like every fight scene is like super intense and emotional, like in the like you're nervous or your heartbeat's racing. Like they just really nail feeling in that game. And I can't give it high enough praise in that sense. But other emotional games, The Last of Us is obviously the big one. That was the only one I had right now. But Weave, do you have any besides? I know I'm assuming you would have said The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Do you have any other ones?
The end to Metal Gear Solid 3.
What happens? Like you don't have to explain the whole thing, but like why is it so emotionally investing?
Well, the whole point of the game is Snake has to basically kill the person who trained him was basically his mom his whole life. And at the end, after he's been awarded some medals, they show him standing over her grave and he salutes her. And he lays the gun down on the grave that he killed her with, and he sheds like 1 tear.
And it's just like really beautifully done with, I'm assuming.
Yeah, combined with the music that they use is like, it's ridiculous. I played it when I was like 14 and I almost teared up.
What about? I remember one time you were describing me. It was over text, so I didn't, I couldn't really feel it that much. But like, isn't the ending of Metal Gear 4 also pretty crazy?
Yeah, it's really hard to explain out loud.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty terrible at speaking. If you're interested and have like 2 hours, watch the end video.
Yeah, isn't there like 3 90-minute cutscenes in that game?
I think so.
That's
the last video or like last cutscene is like, oh, it's done. Oh, no, it's not. And then 45 minutes later, oh, it's done. Oh, no, it's not. And then credits. And then after the credits, there's like a scene that goes on for like 45 more minutes.
Oh my god.
Worth it.
Yeah, like for a Metal Gear fan, I'm sure that's awesome. But not being a Metal Gear fan, that sounds terrible. But if they said like Uncharted 4 has like 6 hours worth of cutscenes, I'd probably be pretty happy about that. As long as there was also like 13 hours of gameplay.
Yeah, there's like 10 holy crap moments in that like 3 hours of video.
Yeah. That's awesome. I can't think of like any other game that has those kind of cutscenes in it. I'm sure there might be a couple, but I can't think of any.
And like every single Metal Gear has really long cutscenes in it.
Yeah.
At least one.
Yeah, I don't think Metal Gear 5 does though. Like Metal Gear 5,
yeah,
Metal
it's
Gear
more
5
like it's. Go ahead.
Oh, you go.
It's more episodic.
Yeah.
Like it's just little short missions. And there's like opening credits to like every mission.
Like yeah, I've seen the biggest complaint about Metal Gear 5 is that it's not Metal Gear enough.
Yeah, when I played it, I didn't really feel like Metal Gear, but it still felt good.
Yeah, people say the gameplay is like top notch. So
yeah,
I want to play it just because of how fun people say it is, but I still feel like I'd be so lost. Like lost because it's Metal Gear, so you're lost all the time anyway. But because it's the 5th one, so of course I'm like even double lost.
Plus Hideo Kojima managed to get his name in every single mission.
Yeah, good.
Yep, middle finger.
Yep. Oh, yeah, that's another. That was the other news story that I want to talk about. We can maybe, possibly, probably get back to the emotional games thing, but Mark Cerny, the lead PS4 architect and creator of like so many great games,
Jesus himself.
yes, Mr. PlayStation Jesus himself, has been on a little powwow with Hideo Kojima for 10 days, all over Twitter and all over the internet, of just going around the world and checking out the best tech, just for who knows what, like for this amazing Jesus love child of a video game that they're gonna make in like 5 years. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Even if it leads to nothing. Like, they went and checked out The Last of Us. Like, they went to Naughty Dog to see how they made The Last of Us, like motion capture and all that stuff. They went to Sucker Punch. They've gone to. I saw they went to a different place yesterday that I'm drawing a blank, but Hideo Kojima and Mark Cerny are like best friends now and are doing video game stuff together. So that's very, very exciting, even though we don't know anything about what they're doing. I'm so glad Kojima went with PlayStation for his first franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm way past being labeled a PlayStation fanboy at this point, so whatever. Even though I hate the term fanboy. But going back to emotional games, I thought I was going to have like way more, and of course I always knew that, like, I mean, there's like tons and tons of them, but
Gears 2.
Oh yeah, Gears 2 spoilers. But when you find Maria, Dom's wife,
Oh my god.
that is so intense. Like, the music and the voice acting is well done, and Maria just looks so messed up. And
I had no attachment to that game, and I was like, holy crap.
yeah. And then super major Gears of War 3 spoilers. When Dom sacrifices himself to save everybody and dies, and Marcus, like, just for the whole next chapter, how Marcus is feeling, and like, people give Gears crap for it being a dude bro shooter, but that story is awesome. Especially if you read the novels. Like, I read all the books that take place in between all the games, and that Dom scene is intense. And of course, you got the Mad World keys that come in, which is like the seminal Gears song. Like, ooh.
For some reason, I got more choked up over 2.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. Dom's...
Maybe it's because he had to actually like live through it.
Yeah, maybe. And Dom's like, when Dom dies, it's like still this super intense scene where it's like he dies, but then you're still playing. You're like, you still like got to get out of there and everything. But with Maria dying, or him, like, Dom has to kill her himself, and you just have to like watch this terrible, sad scene unfold. And yeah, it's very intimate. But that might be that's all I've got for now. I mean, I probably won't bring it up again, but
I mean, Silent Hill 2 is pretty emotional, but on a weird psychological level.
yeah.
That's about... you'd have to like play it to get the feeling, though.
Oh, PT, if we're talking about
Oh
something
my
like that.
god.
PT will mess you up. Ben, have you played PT?
Nope.
Do you remember what it is?
Nope.
It was Hideo Kojima and,
My Jesus game.
yeah, Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro were making a game called Silent Hills, which was a reboot of the Silent Hill franchise,
Right.
starring Norman Reedus, who is Daryl in The Walking Dead.
Durl.
And PT PT stands for Playable Teaser, where nobody knew what it was. Just at E3, during the Sony PlayStation conference, they were just like, and PT is up on the PlayStation Store, download it now. Like, that was it. There was no anything. Just, here's this thing called PT, and moving on. And then if you beat the PT demo, like if you beat PT, then you were rewarded with a trailer for the new Silent Hills game. And like the PT itself, you can't download it anymore because it got taken down. You have to have already downloaded it before they took it down. But it's just super scary. It's super messed up. Like, it's a big mindfuck game. And
The night I played it is still vivid in my head.
Yeah. Yeah, we've played it at my house, and it was great.
I stonewalled it as hard as I could.
Yeah.
And then that one scare Scared the whole house.
Yep. Yeah, like it made Weave scream, which made my girlfriend scream, which made Jersey scream, and I was in the kitchen, thankfully, so I didn't have to scream. But it was
I instantly laughed at it.
great. Yeah, that was good. But
Yeah.
that game will never exist now because Konami. Yep. So, Ben, have you thought of any more?
No, I'm sorry.
No, that's cool. Those are my three big ones that I can think of right now. There's super huge glaring ones that I know I'm missing that I'm frustrated I can't think of right now.
Yeah, I know. There's some I'm just not thinking of. Too,
yeah,
so.
but like The Last of Us is like the super big one. Oh, big Uncharted 3 spoilers. Oh wait, I can't because Ben hasn't played it yet. So, never mind.
Yeah.
When this thing happens, like 80% into Uncharted 3, I could not believe that it happened. Like,
when this thing.
Yeah. Everyone who's played it knows, they have to know what I'm talking about because it's like the only super major thing. But like when it happened, I really couldn't believe that it had happened. I was like, this Uncharted isn't supposed to do this to me. This isn't supposed to happen. It's supposed to just be this happy-go-lucky Nathan Drake is Indiana Jones game, and then they do this, and I was like really taken aback by it. It was crazy. That one really got you.
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
No, my playthrough was tainted though.
Why?
Because it was during that point where the game kept freezing on me.
Ah, that sucks.
Yeah, and the disc was perfectly fine. And for some reason, it would just start loading for no reason in the middle of a level and then not stop for like 20 minutes. Yeah.
That would be so frustrating.
That stupid ring at the bottom of the screen can go kill itself.
Yeah. I want to buy that. You can buy it on the PlayStation Store for like $125 or something. That'd be cool to have. I'm not a big jewelry person, but actually I wouldn't even wear it probably. I would just buy it to have it and put it somewhere. But that's a cool
Frame it and give it to your grandkids.
Sure. Use it as a proposal ring or a wedding band. That'd be cool. In like a super nerdy way. But
there's Pokemon engagement rings.
Really?
Yeah. So you open the box, it says, "I choose you."
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's. I don't know what else I was expecting, because that's exactly what it should say. Oh man. All right. Let's do a new segment. It's not going to be weekly or anything, just whenever we can. Basically, we would do it every week. We're going to do some quick fire this week. So if you guys want, if you like quick fire, we love quick, or at least me and Ben, I know from our other podcast, we really like some quick fire questions. We finally got some for this one. If you have any more, please leave them in the comments or email them to us if that's your thing, or tweet at us at @getsome_games. But we got some quick fire questions from hiphopshelter.com. Chazzy?
Uh-huh.
Yeah? All right. Let's do some quick fire. Ben, favorite video game genre? Do you have one?
Yeah, action platformer. 3D action platformer.
All right. We've favorite genre.
Horror.
It's like really impossible, but 3D action, like an action adventure game like Uncharted or Tomb Raider, and if you want to add the beat 'em up thing like Gears of War or something like that. 3D action adventure games. Easy. Well, not easy because I love so many different genres, but favorite game soundtrack. Mine, I wouldn't say easily, but I really can't pick anything besides Donkey Kong Country 1. Do you have a favorite soundtrack?
That's so hard.
Yeah, I know.
Probably the Crash games.
All right. Ben,
Sorry, what was the question?
favorite game soundtrack?
Metroid Fusion or Sonic Generations?
All right. Who is your favorite character? The person that you play. So it has to be who's your favorite playable character. Ben. Samus.
Jack.
All right. Mine is. I. This is like so. Chazzy gave us all these like just super like.
It's like picking your favorite kid.
Yeah. Like I kind of want to say Ellie from The Last of Us, but you don't really. You play as her just a little bit, and I don't even know if she would be my answer. For the first person that popped in my head was Marcus Phoenix, but I don't think I can give that as my answer. Ratchet, Jack. Yeah, I really don't think I can give one definitive answer for this one. Donkey Kong. Weave, do you have one?
It's a toss-up between Snake and Link, I think.
Okay.
I don't know why, but
Hey,
yeah.
those are respectable answers, even though there's like 10 different links. But favorite developer, Naughty Dog is not only my answer, it is the answer. Like, Naughty Dog is the correct answer. But, Ben, who's your favorite developer?
Naughty Dog, I guess.
You guess.
I guess.
Weave. Oh, no, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's it.
Okay. Weave, favorite developer.
Probably Naughty Dog.
Yeah.
Their track record is perfect.
Yeah, they're 10 for 10 on incredible games, I think. Maybe
And they
11
nailed
for 11.
kart racing, too.
Yeah.
Crash Team Racing is better than Mario Kart 64. In my opinion.
You heard it here, folks. Crash Team Racing is the go-to kart game, kart racer.
I'm so awful at Mario Kart 64.
I think I've only played Mario Kart 64 like once.
Blasphemy.
I know. I don't know why I didn't own that game. The Nintendo 64 was hot in the the current console when my mom was running like a babysitter thing. So she was babysitting. So my house was full of people that would play GoldenEye with me and Wave Race 64 and whatever other game. But I didn't have Mario Kart. God. On Smash Bros. But mine is probably the PlayStation 3. It was the PS2 for a long time, but the PS3's exclusives are just...
We going
There's
favorite
two-
console now?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, next question. Next question. Favorite console is... I forgot like how hard of a transition that just was out of... But whatever. Favorite console. Mine's PS3. Weave, do you have a favorite console of all time?
I don't know. Probably the PS1.
All right. Ben.
Even though this console's way better than the PS1.
Hey, that's fine.
I mean, I guess the PS3, since it has all the games from the PS2 and PS1 I like. So, I mean, I feel like that's just the right answer for me.
All right. Yeah, that's respectable. This one, I don't really know because I don't ever really think about this, despite what people say, like, don't believe me or whatever. But who is the hottest female in a game? This one I've, like, honestly never really put any thought into. So I'd have to really think about it. Do you guys have any that, like, jump to your head right away?
I do not.
I don't know. Insert random, way too overzealous Dead or Alive character. But I don't even know if I'd count that just because they're like 90% boobs. So, I don't know. When I first read that question, I thought it'd be easier. But really none jumped to mind of like, this character is hot. So.
Chloe.
Oh yeah, Chloe from Uncharted.
I guess, yeah.
The new Lara Croft. That's all I got. Ben, you have any?
No.
No? Alright, so what is a movie, show, book, comic, any of those that you'd like to see a game about? I would love to get like a very, 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 very good Avengers game. I think that'd be fun. Like a great action adventure, third-person Avengers game. That would be awesome. Ben, what about you?
Um, I mean, we already have so many Star Wars games, but I would like a MMO with a similar fighting style to The Force Unleashed. Star Wars MMO.
All right. On console?
Yes.
Yes.
No, sorry, not MMO. RPG.
Oh,
RPG
okay.
is what I meant.
So like Knights of the Old Republic, but
But
with
with,
like
with
good combat.
I mean, people would say the combat's fine, but I
Yeah.
like with action combat.
Yeah. I can co-sign that. I know we talked about this a few episodes ago, but man, like a Star Wars game that's like a 100-hour RPG with fighting mechanics like God of War or Devil May Cry. Oh my god. All right, Weave. What about you?
They need to copy and paste the engine from Alien Isolation and make a Halloween game.
That'd be intense. I love a good scary game.
Yeah, because you'd have like a whole town to run around.
Scary games are interesting because I don't like scary movies at all, but scary games are like really intriguing. So I got to get back to the Evil Within. I only played like the first half hour.
That game's good.
Yeah. I don't remember why. I think it came out in October, which is the same time as like every other big game comes out. So I remember I got another game. Maybe it came out like right after Destiny. I don't know. It came out right around the time of like two other games that I was really into. So Evil Within like really fell by the wayside. I need to really get back into that game. All right, last question. What is the worst game you've ever played? Weave.
Oh my god. I'm gonna need a minute.
Okay. Ben, do you have one that jumps into your head?
A what?
The worst game you've ever played.
Probably some miscellaneous game I played when I was a kid, but I guess if I had to pick one that I actually do remember, I would say Sonic 06, Sonic the Hedgehog, that came out in 2006.
Yeah. It's just called Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I bet that was disappointing.
I didn't buy it until years later, but yeah, I was like, oh, there's a Sonic game on the Xbox 360. I didn't know that. Hope it's good. I don't know. Like, I feel like yeah, bad when you're younger is like tolerable.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's until you're older that you really start to see like when something's bad, it's like bad.
Yeah, like I played Superman 64 when I was a kid, and I just thought like, oh, I don't like this. Oh well. But now, like, if Superman 64 came out today and I played it, I'm sure I would think like this is the biggest abomination of all time. But and then like so many random like Coleco game collections or whatever, that thing, the Intellivision collection that Weave has, like there's just games on there where I play it. Like we played games for like 15 seconds and had enough. So are those like the worst games I've ever played? I don't know.
That golf game was horrendous.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For this question, this is like an easy question. That's like an obvious one to ask somebody, but honest to God, used to give the answer Demon Souls, but like, yeah, I know. I stopped saying that just because it like people are so hardcore in love with that game that it like makes them instant. I lose all my credibility when I say that, but I've toned it down a little bit because I know it's just a game that's not for me. Like, my argument was the game feels so bad to play that it ruins everything. It ruins every piece of lore or piece of like genius level design. It just feels so bad that blah 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 blah. But I've come to just I gave in, and now it's not the worst game I've ever played. It's just not for me. That's fine. So I don't really have a definitive answer for this question. Superman 64 might be my answer for like that's just an easy one. I can't think of any like especially games that come out these days. Like games these days are rarely like terrible. The last game I remember playing and hating was Assassin's Creed. So that's it for me. that's it for Quickfire. That might be it for our show. Do either of you have any final thoughts you want to give about anything we didn't cover, something that we did cover? All right.
That would be a no.
Yep, that sounds like a no to me. So thank you guys for listening. Of course, thank you to Weave and Ben for joining me. Thank you, beautiful listener, for sticking through this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you had some laughs. Hope you got some insight. Hope you subscribe right here on YouTube. Hope you share us with your friends. Hope you follow us on Twitter at @getsome_games. I hope you like that interview. Hopefully we've got some more coming. Remember, if you're a WWE fan, I've got some stuff coming in there. I'm sorry that Sunday night your news feed is going to be loaded with Royal Rumble tweets. It's just one night for a few hours. It'll be fine. Hopefully you're into it. But yeah, thank you very much for listening. And until next time.
Swimming in the lake.